Good evening. Could you guys mute? Second. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Wednesday, the 1st of December, 2021, and this is your host, Riri. I would like to welcome you to another daily episode of Just a Little Late in Crypto. Today's discussion is going to be all about portfolio management, and we're super excited today. Today will be joining us Mads Crypto Corner. So we've got two new members on the panel today. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you like what you see and hear. Smash that like button. And anytime you have a question, put it in the comments section so that we can have one of our panel members answer it. We'll have open questions from the audience. Now, before we get into today's discussion, we're going to be doing a little giveaway of $50 once we reach 50 viewers. Please drop your wallet in the comments and let your friends know to tune in and drop their wallet as well. So without hesitation, let's go ahead and get into today's episode about portfolio management. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's introduce our new guests. Mads Crypto Corner. Hi, I'm Riri.
Hi, Riri. I'm Mings, representing from Mads Crypto Corner for now.
Nice. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, hi, guys. Hi, everyone.
And do we have one more from Mads Crypto Corner today?
Well, let me see. I think Ryan's still working on it.
Okay. Okay, super.
Well, I think. Oh yeah.
Okay, no worries. We'll introduce them when they come on.
I think we'll be drivers. Maybe Ryan join.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's get started with today's episode questions. First one, what is portfolio management? What is portfolio management? Trading Star, do you want to start us off with what is portfolio management, and then we'll kind of go around?
Sure. So portfolio management in general, like in crypto, if we talk about portfolio, like in general, a crypto user may have small portfolio like $100, or may have $1,000, or may have $10,000, or may have million plus. So it varies from users to user. On the basis of their portfolio in crypto, users have different sentiments about crypto. So the one who were like either a newbie in 2014 will not be a newbie anymore. Anyone who will be newbie in like 2017, when we saw a great like momentum in general about Bitcoin prices, will not be a newbie anymore. Some might be a newbie, still newbie, if one doesn't understand about like portfolio management or risk management in general, and didn't care about like how Bitcoin volatility and how crypto adoption is going on, and somewhat like got washed away or somewhat got like wrecked in bear run after 2017 peak outs. So it depends totally on user's perspective, and it's a must, I think, in general across finance industry. Even in if we talk about segments like futures in general across interest rate futures. If you talk about like index futures in general, crypto stocks index in general, about natural gas prices. If you talk trade Doge, or if you trade other like other assets. So probably in everywhere, it is a must topic. One should read, one should invest time in order to understand what exactly and how to maximize basically anything. Even if you are a trader, you have to manage your risk properly with a risk reward ratio in a trade. If you are a investor, even in that case, you need to diversify your like whatever projects or whatever like stocks you are investing in. So it depends widely, and it's almost common in all across finance. it's not only about crypto, but crypto with lots of uncertainty around like Bitcoin volatility and the movement of other altcoins along with the Bitcoin or Ethereum, if you talk about. So it becomes a must in general because there is no not much independent movement of other altcoins in the time of bear run or something like some sort of very independent, strong movement of altcoin. There have been few, but not majorly. They move along with the markets in general. So this becomes a good, I will say, must one should must have a portfolio management skills in order to understand how to manage crypto and how to get maximize of their like investments in crypto. Why I'm mentioning this and why I'm saying like this? Just because if one if one invests in altcoins only, then one will get wrecked if one doesn't understand the movement of Bitcoin and Ethereum in general. So the majors moves first, then comes the mid caps or you say major altcoins, and then comes the movements of like other small caps or other new IDO tokens or something like that. In general, if we talk about IDO tokens, on the day of IDO, it moves without market, and sometimes it moves with the sentiments of the market. If sentiment is good, maybe some few extra X you will see in the IDO tokens. Otherwise, it will like perform like normal or sometimes under their projected X. If we say that we do see from the moon seeds of many projects. So it depends widely on the movement of the Bitcoin, and somewhat now market is considering ETH movement as well. So first BTC moves, then ETH moves. When they both starts kind of sideways or something, then comes the alts rally, and probably that's the time you should either get into it, get into the alts, or probably start booking or start like entering and taking trades into alts. Otherwise, you should have a major portfolio in your like top 10, top 20, or depending on what your investment into the crypto. So probably I will say more. One should invest more in to the top alts and then rather invest into new ideas or new projects. Yeah, that's it. I think as of now, I will add
Okay.
further later.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So, like a newbie in 2014 obviously isn't a newbie now. A 2017 newbie totally could be a newbie, but maybe not, depending on how much they learned and how much they got into it. And then the importance of users understanding the difference between BTC season, Ethereum season, BTC dominance, and then the different alt seasons, because it goes the large cap and then the medium cap, small cap, and then maybe micro cap, and how the money moves through the different markets. And just because BTC is up or down doesn't mean your alts might be up or down. So people need to understand all those different aspects. Who else who else would like to add some points for portfolio management, maybe around goals or motivation or any other points that you think that users need to know, or what's important? What is portfolio management?
So I want to add some additional points on the top of that, if someone who doesn't know or doesn't know how to manage their risk and still learning how to manage their portfolios, one should definitely avoid doing any futures trading, because I do remember when there is a flash crash at the May 19th or even the last year COVID crash, many of the peoples who have having their huge portfolios only for the futures, they also got liquidated, and people are retweeting and tweeting about on the telegrams and different platforms that huge how they how they come over to go through the huge losses. They have faced huge losses just because of this liquidation. So one should also focus that how much portfolio percentage they should trade with or they would invest it, and especially they should also reserve a very little portfolio for their future trading. If they want to, or they want to try, or they want to eager to start futures trading, they should be like less than 1% of their portfolio. But it also depend on the size of the portfolio that they are having it. If one only have like a few $100 to invest, so they should only focus on spot trading and understanding the market basics, then only move on futures trading. Apart from this, there are so many things in right now in the crypto itself that they have multiple different portfolios. So apart, first I would definitely focus that a newbie should focus on spot trading, and if they are eager to try, or they wish to try and succeed in futures trading, they should do it very, very carefully. At least they should know some their basics, as you were mentioned that BTC dominance, Ethereum dominance, total market cap dominance, and stuff like that. So then only they should start and more focus on futures trading, rather than they will all get wrecked and maybe leave crypto industry forever. So that's it.
I like that you reminded people to always keep some money aside for buying dip, huh?
Always you should always like whenever your portfolios grows, you should always keep booking some profits, some USDT always, because that would help you when we ever gets the dips. Because whenever the crypto is bottoming out, we just wish that we had some few extra bucks every time, but we didn't have that, because we just buy like an ape whenever we see a 5 to 10% correction. So we should always have a habit, whenever our portfolio grows, just keep booking us some little profits, so that whenever we got the opportunity, we can buy the dip, rather than just imagining that we wish that we have booked the whole portfolio at the top. That can't be possible. So futures trading and booking profits are both one of the most important thing in my view, to keep your having a healthy portfolio.
I started booking profits for the first time this year, and 3 times I bought the dip, but I had my notifications set and I got so excited for dips that I bought the top of each dip each time because I was so on top of it. Like I was sitting in just like a vulture waiting, waiting for the bloodbath.
Exactly. We were like setting our nets, and people, because the new friends who are like completely new in crypto just joined this cycle, or maybe a past couple of few months ago. So they were panicking that bro, it is falling, are you exiting the market? Like what? Why the hell do I exit? These are the perfect opportunities I am waiting from couple of weeks or maybe few months. So why the hell would I exit from this market right now? And I was just trying to make them understand that just see the greed and fear index, it's like 21 right now. These are not the easy points. I am sending you the notifications day and night. You should focus on the Telegram group itself and all your other knowledge bases. But they are just keep asking like they are human creatures, so they are emotional. They will learn with time, or they will leave crypto. Like, let's see what's gonna happen. Yes.
Right? Oh, that's fantastic. Would anybody else like to add anything to the what is portfolio management?
Yeah, hi Riri, Credible Crypto this side.
Hello.
Hello. So portfolio management, how do we define portfolio management? I think portfolio management is basically it's a art and science of it's combination of art and science. I'd start by saying it's a knack. So it's the art and science of selecting and overseeing your investments which meet your long-term financial objectives, and which parallelly also align with your personal risk tolerance. And if you're a portfolio manager, if you're overseeing, say, funds of a company or an institution, again the same thing. It's the art and science of selecting and overseeing a group of investments which meet your both short-term and long-term financial objectives, and which align with your risk tolerance also. So you might build a portfolio and you can actively or passively manage it. So for as far as anybody who's investing in crypto, those who have managed portfolios passively have seen disproportionate returns, much higher returns in multiples 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x. Like if you, I don't think anybody does this, but if you look at the 12-month chart of Ethereum, it's a real beauty. It's currently it stands at an 48x return in 12 months. So somebody who was actively investing in high cap, and as high cap as Ethereum, I mean the second largest cryptocurrency, has netted a return of 4800% over a period of 12 months. So crypto is probably the only market where uh, passive portfolio management, the returns generated by passive portfolio management in such years could possibly also beat what you compare to active portfolio management. If somebody left a sizable amount in Ethereum, or don't even get me started about the Ethereum L1s, there somebody could have made uh, 200, 300, 400x, 500x. Even in doggy coin, people made 250x. So crypto is probably the only market where you can actually make higher returns on a passive portfolio management as compared to active trading, because in active trading the moves are so volatile, you cannot time the market perfectly, and unless you are very well versed with technical analysis and you are on the top of your game as far as risk management is concerned, uh, most people most significant percentage of people, I believe, won't even beat the returns of an passive investment strategy. A simple buy and hold strategy would actually basically outperform majority of traders, majority of futures traders who are actively taking trades tick by tick, who are looking at data, they are zooming in, zooming out, and they are day trading. But I think a passive buy and hold strategy in the, and this especially happens in bull market. In
Mm-hmm.
It's an exponentially moving market. When it moves, you might board and you might not see basically much change in prices, say within a week or within a month or within a span of few weeks. But when you just zoom out, and when you zoom out, and by zoom out, when I saying zoom out in terms of months, so that ways the market itself has grown, the overall market cap itself has grown 30 times. So a market which has overall grown 30 times, there would be many coins which have outperformed that 30x returns. There have been many coins which have underperformed, but even the underperformers are still sitting at multiples. So crypto, one of the beauty of crypto is passive investment strategy itself is very lucrative. But once you get into an active strategy, and if you can manage your risk, I think you can do wonders. So that's it about portfolio management. And basically the objectives can be different, so there are different trading strategies for different objectives. Some people trade breakout, some people chase momentum, some people trade on fundamentals. They'd rather buy and hold a fundamental coin, and they'd sort of have an edge over the market by knowing that a certain chain or a certain product is going to add value in the future, and it's going to grow multiples just because say suppose a certain coin is acting as a bridge between AVAX and some other chain. I'm just making up an example, I don't know how much it makes sense, but something like that, that sort of a fundamental edge could enable you to basically buy and hold and invest in it, and you could have a disproportionate edge over the market by holding it and selling it at the right time. So
You know,
yeah, and
that's exactly what helped me.
right,
I was buying Ethereum from when March 2020, when it crashed, when the pandemic hit. I just started buying tiny little amounts, as much as I could each week. And then January of this year, I cashed it all out and paid my rent for a year. and the amount of money I put in versus what I got out, it's only possible in crypto.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's great. Good to know.
Yeah.
And I think another few aspects of portfolio management, as far as it's concerned, it's a complete course. It's a subject uh, in somebody's professional degree. If somebody's doing an MBA finance, he'd be actually studying portfolio management as a subject. So there are different terms. So your portfolio is again comprised of it's like your diet. Your portfolio, in your diet you have everything. You have carbs, you have proteins, you have chocolates, you have fiber. So in a similar way, in your portfolio, you should have a perfect mix of everything. If you're deep into crypto, you'd have some bit of Bitcoin, some bit of Ethereum, then you would have low caps, then you would have some of these IDOs. So, and you need to basically understand the nuances and the unique characteristics of each of your holdings, basically. So, some may be higher beta. By higher beta, it just means they are more volatile. They could go from say $5 to $50 in a week, and they could again reverse from $50 to say $20 in another week. So, those kind of holdings are higher beta. They are higher volatile, and
I
Bitcoin, on the
consider
other hand,
those are like entertainment coins. Like when I've got $100 that I was just burning a hole in my pocket, I'm like, okay, what coin can I go throw this at just to see if I'll become a zillionaire from it?
right, exactly.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so yeah, there are definitely a lot of different goals for portfolio management. Is it long term? Is it short term? Are you buying it is it for you? Are you managing it for your kids? Is it for elderly people? And I think all of those things will make a difference. And then what you're going to be doing with the funds? Is it for retirement? Is it for buying a house? What's it going to be for? That will also probably impact how you decide to manage your portfolio. It's important, I guess, to have all those things at the forefront. Now, segueing into our next question, why is portfolio management so important? Why is portfolio management so important?
I think it enables you to basically find the objectives, which again would translate and boil down to how you define your risk reward, your exit strategy. I think anybody or everybody it should be an objective, whether it is scalp trade or whether it is a swing trade that you'll be weeks, is holding for months, whether it's an investment. So you're probably aligned with the project.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit.
80%. Oh yeah, so I'm in a remote place where the net connection is not very good. Uh, is it any better now?
Yeah, you are better now.
Yeah. So I think one of the most important aspects is to have a clear objective in mind, really, as to what you intend to do with your investment. You need to have a basic plan. Whether your trade is a scalp trade, you are just intended to get in or get out. It's whether it is a day trade or whether you have made an investment. So once you invest in something where you have an edge, where you know the fundamentals. If you are just scalping, you can look at a 5-minute chart and scalp and forget what ticker you scalped on. You don't even need to know the team or the website or anything. You don't need those kind of details. You can just look at a 15-minute, 1 hour price chart and you can see there's some sort of momentum. You can say get in at 20, exit at 22, catch a 10% move, be happy for the day. If you're investing and if you're buying in at 22, then when you're investing in something, the way I believe in investments is you actually do not care about the price. You care more about fundamentals or what they are doing. And as far as investments are concerned, I am personally okay with a 60, 70, even an 80% drawdown. So something I buy on $10 goes to $2. I actually don't care about the price if I'm an investor, if I know what the team is doing, what they're building, what they're going through, and what kind of a potential or a demand this particular project would have in the future. So it's all about having your defining your aligning your expectations and aligning your objectives, basically.
I'll buy that for $1. Aligning your objectives for sure. Who else would like to weigh in on why portfolio management is so important?
Yeah, it is pretty important because as he mentioned that if you believe in fundamentals and you believe in a project and you have invested at the price of like it's maybe on the peak, but one would happy to see that it has fallen down. Only the man who has the vision, only the person who has the vision that this project gonna do well in future and has the potential to change the future. Once the project is like so much down from the initial buying, it would be a great like opportunity for him as he could average it down, and so it would be like a blessing in disguise. So as he was mentioning, so apart from this portfolio management, because the newbies that come in the crypto, they see the whole crypto market as a gambling perspective. With a gambling perspective, they just come here for the quick money and they got wrecked and then they just hold. So rather than, because you are getting wrecked and you are hold to your crypto assets, you should hold for the much bigger perspective or the much bigger future.
Very well said. Very well said. I get a lot of investors that get cranky in a project chat that I manage, and it's like it's a super fundamental project. It's got the development team is way ahead of schedule. It's a 5-month-old project, and it's only dipped like half below the initial price. They're like, "Why isn't it mooning?" And we're like, we're not that kind of project. They're like, where's the marketing? How come this doggy coin or this hamster coin is doing all this stuff? It's like, well, yes, but are they building anything? Do they have a development team? Do they have this? Do they have that? Are they 7 months ahead of their roadmap right now? It's just like, oh, managing expectations is challenging in crypto.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody remembers was like Dogecoin was mooning, like it was going through the roofs, and some of our friends, like everybody may have experienced that they were calling you just because you were mentioning that there are risks if you are investing in the Dogecoin, but they were just mooning like crazy that even we ourselves feel something like that, that we should invest a little bit in that because their portfolios got skyrocket. They have invested like some few couple of $100 and they were able to cash out thousands of dollars from that. So even this is also part of crypto, or you could say that crypto is whole upside down in the matter of the percentage or the in crazy gains that you can have here. So one should also consider that these are also the benefits that you could achieve, not only the project, because everybody knows the supply of the Dogecoin or the few couple of wallets that holding the major supply, but the good things will take time, and when they were taking their time, they are ready to gonna change the world for the better future. So one should invest, or and always buy the dip. If you believe in a project, if you believe in the concept, the team, the core project developers or the people who are marketing the project, first of all you should invest only on those projects that you have the vision. Then you should think about that how much should they invest, or they have to average it down or not. These are the concerns that you should think afterwards, before, as we mentioned so many times, that you should always uh, go deep on the research first, and then you should think about that how much you gonna invest, or like.
Oh, I think we've lost you. Okay. Um,
Yeah. I was just mentioning that one should spend more time on the research part itself on the very first side, and then they should think about that how much are they going to take filling the risk, and just further steps.
all right, thanks for sharing. Who else would like to add any reasons why portfolio management is so important or what users can do with it?
Well, if you say like why it's important, it again as many members is, like I spoke earlier, that it depends on the objective of the an investor, whether the objective is short term or long term, or it's about like you mentioned like pension funds, or you are trying for the buying for the houses or something like that. So it depends totally on the like short term and the long term objective of the investment. But if you are, even if you are caring about like short terms, you need to understand that in that term especially, it will be important. Like managing your risk and managing your like portfolio will become more important rather than the uh, person who is looking for rather a longer investment and the longer objectives, which might take years or something, or even multiple years. So once we have some vision, like I need to cash out $1,000 every month for my rents, for my like other expenses, I need to think about like how to like whatever I have in my portfolio, how to take out $1,000 without affecting my initial. So like now we have something depending on the portfolio size. Now we have some figure about like how much percentage I need to make and how we can do it. Now it's divided to each trade we take. So ultimately, it draw down to what your short-term objective is, and once you are broken down into the multiple like what multiple short-term targets, you have ultimately the targets, and then you can also think about the managing the risk side. Okay, I have to like take out 3% from this trade. Now I need to have a risk reward accordingly. So it depends totally, and on the basis of the investment, if you say that one should definitely invest time in doing research, as it is must in crypto. Otherwise, you will feel you will not you will sorry you will not have much confidence in your trades. On the basis of the investment, if you say that one should
Very
definitely
nice. We've got a great question from the audience right now. And audience members, if you have additional questions, please put them in the comments because we'll definitely answer them. First one here, what kind of innovation or feature launchpad platforms should have to give and provide, or at least educate its users about portfolio management? So what kind of a launchpad would actually spend time educating their users? Well, the whole the like there's a big lack of education, right? In the space.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really I think what
In the space?
Yeah, I think in a simple way, you should know your risk before investment. I think that's the best for what explain about a portfolio management. You should not all in one coin, and maybe put in every possibility, not just is I mean, if you put all your money in Bitcoin, when it dumps, it will kill you, right? Then you have a backup plan. I think it's just that for me.
Right. Okay. Anyone else want to add anything to why portfolio management is so important before we move into our next segment?
I think that was pretty much it, that one should always divide their portfolio in so many parts that it won't affect them so much. And if you are participating in, if you are going to invest in 10 coins, and if you choose a single coin, then only that, like if you have $10,000 for investing, and if you choose that I am going to invest in 10 coins, and for that calculation, they're like $1,000 for a single coin. So you should not going to all in a one time in that particular coin. So you are not going to invest $1,000 in a single coin at that particular point of time. You should always buy on support, and after that, if you are buying at support, you should also buy just part in it. So you should always break your entries in like 2 or 3 parts, so that you can always have the dollar cost average benefit for your entries, so you can average it out. It's seem pretty easy, but when you tell some newbies that they will never agree on this, because they want to go all in, because it would be a like it will be a hassle for them, just because they
Yeah, I
have to
agree with
average
that.
it out. And this happens everyone with them, because there are some people like in your relatives or something like that. They just gonna call you and say that I want to buy a whole Bitcoin. Whenever we try to make them understand that it should not be work like that, you should always break your entries. They were just thinking like that we are babbling, we didn't know much, these are the best price to buy. And when they go all in and the price are like taking some corrections like 20-30%, they are like panicking like hell. So there are some people like we know everybody's that there are these kind of our fellow members that who recently joined the industry and see all this. So maybe it should be like we should take care of them and always try to make them learn.
Well, yeah, I mean, I won't even tell my dad about Bitcoin anymore, because 2 times I asked him to buy it while it was under $5,000. And the last time he said he was ready, it was at 55,000. And I was just like, you're like, no, because you're going to get mad at me. It's like, you want it to 10x, you want it to 10x from here in a week, and it's just not gonna, Dad. Like, you didn't listen. Like, no, if you're not gonna listen and buy it when I tell you, you're not gonna buy it at all.
Exactly. And the when price was moving like hell, like it was around like just a couple of weeks ago, it was like around $68,000. The
Yeah.
number of messages and the calls that I am getting from my fellow members that how to invest. I was asking like, you are asking me right now. Wait for a little bit.
Like,
For a little bit. You will
I'm
get
busy
20.
selling. Don't bother me.
No, apart from that,
Making
I have
money.
already no. I have already placed my sell orders at the different price levels. But my part is would be to help my family members and relatives for the very first. I have already done that. That I have already placed my sell orders. But to those idiots that I am trying to explain that do not buy at this price, you will definitely first rule of crypto, that if you are buying like these established coins, do not buy at the price that they are available. Always try to look at that at least they are from the top, they are available at 20-30% down, because if you are buying the top, you will definitely gonna regret that. Just mark my words, you are definitely gonna regret that. Especially you are a newbie.
I know people that bought the top of BTC in 2017. Some sold in a panic when it dropped down really low, and others created their diamond hands by holding it for 3 years. But they were pretty stressed out, especially those that like took parents'
Actually,
money or whatnot.
it happened to my dad.
See?
So they were ready to they were already
Actually, it
considering
happened to
this
my dad.
a gambling money, na?
Yeah, I have a story to tell. Yeah, I think it's 5 years ago. I forget about that. My dad sell his business, join into Bitcoin. Then when the price dump, you know what what they have, right? I think he lost about 50% of investment in Bitcoin. So yeah, that's without good strategy and good portfolio management. That's some example, a worst example.
Right.
And
So with
as we
these
go
types of, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just mentioning that as Credible Crypto already mentioned that if one would already focus on their passive income, one should not ignore that they could get extra few returns. Like if you are saving your money in a bank account, or you are getting like uh, saving interest on your assets, like for the money that you are holding in a bank, you are getting like 3% interest to 5% interest in your bank account. These are already happening in crypto space right now, that if you are holding your Bitcoin or USDT or Ethereum or any other different crypto asset, there are so many options right now that you could stake your crypto assets. But one would think that that not gonna make much more percentages gains in their crypto assets, but it really do if you do buy weak investments, a small part of investment, and just hold it on a platform that giving you interest. So it could really generate a hell of an income that you can't even imagine. So whenever you are uh, gaining these kind of some additional benefits to generate some passive income, you should not ignore it. Just go through it. It will take some time, but the amount of benefit you could get from there that can't be imagined, and it is so much great. It is exponential.
Okay. Now let's talk about different ways that we can improve our portfolio management. We know what portfolio management is now. We know why it's important. So we've brought up risk management a few different times. What are some ways somebody can optimize for risk, or how should they handle their risk management?
Yeah, starting with the very few basics that one should always register on, like CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, whichever suits himself the best, that they should add their coins in their portfolio, so that whenever they see that there is a 20% correction or 40% correction from their initial buy price, they could average it out. It's the very basic and the most important and the most uh, doable thing to do with your portfolio, so that you could average it out. Apart from this, one should give some time to trading view to draw some simple lines, simple charts, so that at least they know what's the basic support and what's the basic resistance. So whenever they are buying their crypto, at least on the support, and whenever there is a resistance, at least they sell some of it, so that they would always able to generate some extra cash, so that even they want to withdraw their funds or just gonna reinvest in that. So this was like one of the some of the pretty easy things to do, but the most lazy thing to do, because people are here for the long term investors, as well as their holdings are going higher, and when they are going lower, they just keep regretting their decisions, and that's how they become the long term holders, not before that. So one should always focus on the like managing their portfolio just by visiting some simple tools, like I mentioned CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, and trading view also. Just start draw some simple lines, that you don't go through the direct premium packages that charges you like, I don't remember, like 200 or $300 for an year. Just go through the simple tools that are completely free. You will definitely going to do wonders.
Okay, that's really great advice. So to start out your risk management, it sounds like being aware of your risks is number one. So you register on a tracker site like CMC or CoinGecko. You add your coins to your portfolio, set up the risk alerts. Do you suggest that they set it for a certain percentage, like if it drops 5% or 10%, or like what should they do?
Again, it's completely depending upon they are trading or they're investing. If they are investing, I would definitely suggest at least wait for like in the altcoin section, they should wait for at least like 20 to 40% correction, because altcoin market moves massively in a span of a single day itself. We have seen hundreds of percentages gaining a crypto in a single day, as well as they fall whenever the BTC correct 20-30%, they even getting down harder. So 40 to 60, even 70-80%, and a flash crashes. So they should consider that they just buy not the 5 to 10% correction. They buy some massive corrections so that they won't regret that they just got early, and when the crypto is bottoming out, no money is left to buy at the bottom.
Nice. That helps me. Today, I just bought some that I have been waiting for crash. I've been in vulture mode for a little while, and I've got one of my little magic shit coins, and it dropped 40% today, and I pounced on it with another $10.
No, nice.
You know, but it's the gambling ones. You can't get too crazy. So now, what about diversification? What should somebody do in their portfolio for diversification? Let's say they're very young, like under 25, versus somebody who's over 55. And how do you think they should treat those, being such different ages?
So that would also depend that they are generating the income from somewhere else or not, because as you were mentioning, because a retired guy or a person who is around like 50 to 60 years of their age, so they are investing with their money that their retirement would be depend on or not. Okay, so at least it all depends that how much are you willing to take the risk, and the money that you are investing in this field, this should not be the amount that even if you lose, as we have already heard so many times, that the amount that you are investing in crypto is the amount that you should not afraid to lose, because it's not about the money that you lose, it's about the patience and the sleep you lose. Money is maybe the secondary part that you lose here, but the first part that you lose here is your sleep, your patience, your mental peaceness, I would say, that you lose here in the crypto field. So I think that nobody mentions about this, but the newbies, even ourselves, that when our portfolio is in the crash, they are just dropping down like hell. Even we are also questioning ourselves that why didn't even we sell or some books some profits. So as you were mentioning that your question was like, if someone is like under 25, what crypto they should find, I would say, rather than crypto, they have a lot of time to study, a lot of time to learn. 50 or 60-year-old person obviously can't do that, because if he doesn't belong to this field, he is doing some other business or running a grocery store or doing some any other job, so he won't be interested, or he may get tired doing research in these crypto projects or understanding this new field. He should be like, just tell me which crypto do I have to buy, and then I can just simply hold that. But one who is young, they have so much potential to do in this field, as this is an emerging field. So one should focus that how much the knowledge he could gain in the recent time, in the like in couple of weeks or months, that how much knowledge he could gain, so that he would already develop as an investor, so that, or trader, so that he could do a much better in their future.
Fantastic. You brought up a lot of points I'd not even considered. And I love that. It's not the money that you lose, it's the sleep and the patience that you lose.
Sleep and the peace, the mental peaceness, the behavior you talk with your friends and the family members, just because you got wrecked or you lose 80% of the money that you have invested a week ago, because you invested in a coin that you have never heard of it, just
Tell
because
me
you
about it. My birthday's May 19th and nobody wanted to come. Everyone was upset. Everyone was broke. Everyone was mad. It's a birthday sale. Everything's on sale. Stop.
You understand that, but even inside a little corner of your heart, you were also crying that why this happened on the birthday itself.
No, I wasn't, because that was the very first time I had USDT set aside for a crash. I was so excited. I was beside myself. I was literally calling people and like, it crashed on my birthday, I'm going shopping. I was intolerable. You would have hated me.
So this was, I think this was the one of the best birthday that you have celebrated, because you have so much, like you already mentioned that you have USDT available in your portfolio to buy the one of the hell of a kind of a dips. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
yeah.
That was like the 7-layer dip, and I got all the layers.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. This could be
Okay.
the best ever birthday that it can anybody have.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Get back on track here. In the crypto world, what are different ways to effectively manage portfolios? What are different ways to effectively manage portfolios?
You address about something because I didn't got your point exactly. Different ways you were mentioning.
Yeah, different ways. So like, are there tools? Are there tools that can help you with your portfolio management? Are there apps that can help you with your portfolio management? Is there anything that crosses over to manage stocks and crypto at the same time? Do we have any useful information?
I use multiple things as TradingView has an alarm option whenever I draw a trend line for at the support, and whenever the trend line breaks, it gives a notification on my desktop that the price is breaking, so I could see the price action and fill up my bags. And apart from this, there are apps like Binance. Everybody uses that. There is a bell notification that you could set your alert that if the price goes up, you will get notified. But it's a human behavior, or you could say that our mind that we think always that this is not a kind of use, or that's human emotion now, that everybody is not able to do that sim taking few a bit of seconds of their life to just set the price that they want to buy, or because people are not even ready to set the buy orders itself. They just want that whenever they open up their screen and they saw the dip and they could buy it, but that doesn't how the market work now. So you should always work on these apps or websites are easily accessible, but it's the human behavior, or you could say that we are the culprits here, that we are not able to set the alarms and the notifications that if the price goes here, I would get notified. So it is available on every other platform. Binance uses by everybody, and it has there. TradingView uses everybody, it is there. So it's completely up to you.
Coin market capture.
Yeah, Coin Market Cap. There's FTX, which was formerly Blockfolio. Coinbase has their own portfolio management app now. CoinGecko, and then there's others too. And the BSC chain charts have some management tools as well now.
Good job.
We've got some more interesting questions from the audience. I really like this one. A lot of projects talk about their strengths all the time, but their token or coin prices are always falling. As one of the project leaders, would you dare to speculate on the difficulties that the company is facing and how long it would take to overcome them? Would anybody like to take a stab at that?
Your voice got disconnected. Can you please repeat the question?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. A lot of projects talk about their strengths all the time, but their token or coin prices are always falling. As one of the project leaders, would you dare to speculate on the difficulties that the company is facing and how long it would take to overcome them?
So as I earlier mentioned that there are projects that only based on the Ethereum chain, and they are doing their IDOs on the Binance chain as for the convenience of the audience, that they could get the IDO allocations at the without any paying Ethereum gas fees, and they are doing promises. But there are some projects in the market itself that they are launched their project before their tokens is actually available at the market. So I would say that you should find on those gems they are actually working product. And as you were mentioning that price is falling, so if you he's a project head or what? You were mentioning in your question that he's a project head and the price is falling. So why are you worried about your price? You should focus on your work now, because if the project is keep performing good, eventually later on the price would also go up.
Yeah, and I think as long as the project owners or developers are communicating with their community and keeping their roadmap up to date, it's simply a matter of managing expectations. A lot of crypto users are new and they hear about these insane gains and they come in and they invest $100 and they start going, where Lambo? When Lambo? And that's just really not how it works. So a good project will definitely come out and update their community on what's going on. Here's another good question. Is a decentralized exchange better than a centralized exchange? And is staking on a decentralized exchange safe to protect the asset?
So it's a two-part question.
Mhm.
First was, which one is better, like decentralized exchange or centralized exchange? I would say that it completely depend on the portfolio that you are having. If you are having a few hundreds or thousands of dollars, a couple of $1,000s, I would say that you should stick to the centralized exchange itself for the very first. And because that you are not stick to the one, you are not stick to the only one centralized exchange. There are different centralized exchange. One should know that if they are using centralized exchange, they should also divide their funds in different centralized exchange, so that if there is a opportunity, and Binance is just announced that they are going to in the maintenance mode after a day, like tomorrow they are going to into the maintenance mode. And if you got the opportunity, you won't be able to buy because you just stuck your funds in a single exchange. So if you are considering a centralized exchange, first of all, you should also divide your funds in different centralized exchanges. And if you are speaking about decentralized exchange, they are better, but I would say they are not better for the trading purpose. They could help you with, if you want to buy some crypto which is not listed on the centralized exchange for now, it would be better. And apart from this, the staking rewards you are getting on decentralized exchanges, there is a huge risk involved if you are just going through their high APIs and go in those exchanges or decentralized exchanges or platforms and just take your whole amount of crypto that you are having, because there are always some bugs and errors in the decentralized exchanges, and so that you will be going to regret your decision. So I would say preferably that if you want some staking rewards, the staking rewards on the centralized exchange are very less compared to the decentralized one. But I would say that they are more prone, they are less prone to risk in compared to decentralized one.
All right. Let's see. Should we consider audit reports for the projects, especially when the token hasn't launched on a centralized exchange yet?
Yeah, definitely. There are there are projects that like Certic audit. It gives the relief that if a project is audited by the Certic, so that this project is good, because the people have known in the space that it is a good company that certifies the project. They go through the sub project very well, and then they give the mark that this project is audited by Certic. Everybody knows. So there are different companies. I didn't remember their name as of now, but one should also consider that if a project is audited, at least they are doing some good research, that at least they know that this project is certified or not. So this is also to be considering one of the important steps, that the project should be certified. If it is certified, it's like a checklist, and you have made to your checklist.
Yeah, those audits, they check everything in the smart contract. They check how it operates. They check that it's working correctly. They check all kinds of things, and they check it several times. They go back and forth with the developers, and then once it's finally done, then they sign off on it. So you have somebody that at least says that will take some responsibility if something goes south. Okay. I think that's it for today's episode of Just a Little Late in Crypto. We talked all about portfolio management today. If you liked the show or learned something new, please leave us a like or leave us a comment. Feel free to subscribe, when we will be back again tomorrow for another episode of Just a Little Late in Crypto. And a special thank you for our guest today from Mad's Crypto Corner for joining us. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.